So, last one for the night, you guys. And I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the people here in Nagasaki. And I made a reference to this in my video about bathrooms. So, my general statement would be that people care, they're happy, and they like to help. And I mean this in the best possible way. So I've had quite a few experiences with this. Many people here do not speak English, or if they do, they don't speak a lot of English, which is fine. That doesn't bother me. But they like to help. If you can get your message across, they will do anything in their power to help you, which is the coolest thing. So my friend and I, we took a trip down to Peace Park, which is like an hour or so away. It's not real far, but it's not real close either. And then we spent the day there. We did some sightseeing. We did tons and tons of walking around. And then we came back to the bus stop to hop a bus back to the university. So we thought we were getting on the right bus. We got on the bus, and we were going down the right road, and then we took a left. And when we took a left, my friend and I were like, oh crap, because now we're not on the main road anywhere. So we ended up taking like this weird side route, and we kept like winding around in neighborhoods. So we were like, should we get off and just like walk back while we still know what direction it's in? Should we stay? So I pulled out my map, and we were like looking, and we were trying to figure out where we had gone on the map. And this a little bit older lady behind us leans forward, and she starts speaking in Japanese, and we were like, just sumimasen, wakarimasen. Sorry, I don't understand. And we figured she was trying to ask us like where we were going, like what we were looking for. So we were like, Seiyu ikimasu, we're headed to the Seiyu, which is like a really big building in downtown, because we knew our way from there. So she tried to get across like that we should stay on the bus. We got that, and then she looking back in now, I realized she was trying to tell us what stop and then where we had to go from there. But we were not understanding that. So at one point, she was like, this is your stop. Of course, this is in Japanese. She was like, this is your stop. And she kind of pushed us off. And she kind of gave us like directions. Directions were sort of, and that was about it. So we were like, okay, well, we'll get off. And she waved us in the direction we were to start. So we started going that way. And there was this slightly older man who had gotten off the bus with us, and he was like, where are you going? In Japanese. And we were like, we're going to the Seiyu, in Japanese. He went, oh, the Seiyu, come on. So he walked us all the way to the Seiyu, and I have no clue if he was even going to the Seiyu. He ended up stopping and talking to someone when we got to the Seiyu. And we kept walking past the door, and he was like, Seiyu? And we're like, yeah, we know, we're going around. And he goes, oh, okay. So he did end up walking us all the way to the Seiyu, which was very, very nice. And neither of these people spoke English, and they just wanted to help us get where we were supposed to be going. I'm not saying the people in the US aren't like that, but like these people, they find it genuinely fulfilling, I guess, to help us, which you can kind of sense, I guess, from a person. And it's really nice to be so helped when I'm in a place that confuses me so. And then my other comment I'd like to make about people is what I've noticed from employees. No matter where I've gone, people have been happy in their employment. They just look happy, like they're happy with their job for the most part. Like I've seen maybe one or two, and this is across the board: service industry, cashiers, execs, car salesmen, like all of them. And they're happy. And then today in one of my classes, I found out maybe one or two of the reasons why. People here, when you are working through your university, you have to have a job before you graduate. Basically, if you want any life, you have to have a job before you graduate. So the graduation rates here are indicative of how the economy is doing, because if you don't find work, you don't graduate. And if you do graduate without having work, you can only have part-time positions for like the rest of your life kind of deal. So here, when you graduate and you have that position, that's like permanent. Like you can stay in that position. And people here are good at what they do, and they seem to enjoy doing it. Like they seem legitimately happy to be serving you at McDonald's, and I'm very thankful for that. Like she really tried. Like she really tried to help me with my order. And like people at restaurants, they're happy to see you. We went to an udon restaurant, and the lady at the register, she was like, "Oh, you're students," and we're like, "Yeah." She's like, "You're not Japanese," and we're like, "We know." So she just kind of talked to us about, what we thought about Japan, and whether we liked her food, and the very little we could communicate in Japanese. And it was a really good experience. Like everywhere I go, it's just a really good experience. And the cashiers that ring you up at the Walmart or the Don Quixote, like they're all just happy, and it makes for a really good feeling society. People are just generally happy. And I forgot to mention, at the Peace Park, we had an interesting incident. An older gentleman came up to me and my friend, and he was like, "Hi, how are you?" And he actually spoke decent English, and we were like, "Good, how about you?" He's like, "Good." He's like, "I came over to ask you where you're from." And we were like, "We're from America." And he goes, "Oh, how long have you been in Japan?" And we were like, "About 2 weeks now." He goes, "Oh, that's really cool. Are you just visiting?" And we're like, "We're staying as students." He goes, "Oh, that's really cool. How long?" 5 months or so. He goes, "That's awesome. Are you liking Japan?" And we gave like positive answers because it's like our dream, like being fulfilled. And he goes, "Oh, I'm so glad. I hope it continues to be so wonderful for you." And he walked away, and we were just like, okay. And it was interesting. She turned to me after and she said, "The people here are really, really nice." And I feel bad because when he walked up next to me, my first instinct was to like move away from him. Because that's kind of what we're trained to do as kids in the US. Like, you don't talk to strangers. Like, everyone's out to get you kind of attitude almost. Whereas here, like, people are just genuinely curious about you, and they just want to know where you're from and make sure you're having a good time and you're not lost. People are constantly asking us if we're lost, which I don't mind because they're asking because they want to help you if you are. So all around experience with the people here, they're just so nice and so helpful, and I'm so very appreciative of them. And I don't think I've got a negative word to say about it. I hope that next time I am lost, that someone is there to help me, and if someone else is lost, I sincerely hope I can help them as well. So that's my rant about the people here in Nagasaki. They're all wonderful people. They think we're funny when we get lost and things like that, but they just want to help, and I don't mind a bit. So that's all for that. I'll probably do another short series like this at some point soon. I do still have some more topics on my list of things here that I want to cover for you guys, and if you can think of any topics you want me to cover, please let me know. I'd be happy to cover them as long as I can. And until then, have a great one, guys.